Hey everyone, this is PrinceBrightstar, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, or in this particular case, the Heavensward expansion here. We are hopping right back in today. We have a set of quests that we need to take care of. One set is the Paladin job quest line. We're going to be able to take that up to the level 58 quest, and then once we're done with that, then we're going to hop back into the main story. Alright, so the first one here, we have the Paladin who cried wolf, and we need to speak to people around Falcon's Nest here. But before we do anything, I see a new Aetheryte over there, so let's go ahead and touch that. Just so we can get back here in the future. There we go. Alright, let's speak to the people around town. Sulkzago? Never heard of him. Was he one of the new craftsmen working with 100 Eyes? Sorry, we see an awful lot of new faces around here. Most don't leave an impression, other than the heretics and bandits, that is. Alright, there should be another over here somewhere. I don't see him. Maybe they're up on the wall over there. Okay, here we go. Here's one of them. A Rogadin Paladin. Well, I do recall a traveler who spent several days here at least. Alright. And one more to check out. Yes, there they are. There was a pitched battle the other night, out in the wastes. Involved a rather large man and a party of his fellow heretics, to hear the scouts tell it. Naturally, we chose not to intervene. If they wish to kill each other, by all means. Alright. So now we need to go and find 100 Eyes. They are right outside town there. Heard you was asking about a Rogadin, and in a fashion that might give a man cause to worry. Aye, I know, Sulkzago. New, I should say. Older fellow spent some time chatting with the young blood. He came through, like the rest of us before him, looking for the same thing we all do. Bandits ambushed him in the night, out in the wastes. Buried him with my own 2 hands the next day, out near Camp Riversmeet. Constant took it especially hard, close as he was to him. Alright, so that is going to send us out into the wastes. And so we are here in the Coerthas Western Highlands, and our destination is all the way out here. So we are going to definitely be revealing a bit of the map here. Now, the music in this area is actually pretty quiet at night here. That's why we're not really hearing anything. That plus the fact that I turned off the mount music. Let me kind of back things up a bit here so we can see a bit better. Yeah, right now we're just getting this this piano rendition of the theme, which we'll be able to hear the real version once once night finally becomes day around here. Looks like that is our destination right there. let's have some Knight's Bread. And let's cast Protect. Alright, let's help this guy out. Alright, these guys seem to have some kind of healing on them. It may just be potions, though. There we go. Halone's blessing be with you, sir. I say, that was a rather frightful experience. Were you a friend of Solkzagel, too? Ah, good. That is to say, my condolences. I knew there had to be others who would want to know. 'Twas the work of Death's Embrace, I wager. Those fiends you just slew just now were sent by them as well. My kinsmen think them but another band of sellswords or heretics. If only they knew what they were truly capable of. I can only hope that they will heed my warnings this time, if you would excuse me. Prince, this is Papa Shot. Have you found Solkzagel? Gods almighty, slain by Death's Embrace? I heard some of those bastards were still skulking about, but I never thought they would try to... Wait, could it be that they were the ones who held Oathkeeper? And that they killed Solkzagel when he tried to take it back? Damn it all, we still have no answers. Though there is still the boy. Get after him and find out what he knows. Alright. So that is going to take us back into Falcon's Nest. Let's teleport over there. Oh, it looks like there's actually a hunt going on. And we just left there. Dang it. Alright. If only I had read that in the chat earlier. Oh well. A pleasure to see you again, sir. Was there something you wished to discuss? Oh, so you're that free paladin Solkzagel told me all about. It is an honor to meet you at last, Prince. That is, for the second time. My name is Constant. Truly honored, sir. Truly, truly honored. Sorry if I'm a bit out of sorts. It's just... I've been thinking about him a lot. About the day we first met, when he saved me. How his sword gleamed as he danced among the wolves. I begged him to teach me the ways of the Paladin so I could save others like he had saved me. He must have turned me down a dozen times before he finally relented, probably because he caught me asking around about Oathkeeper. But I suppose he didn't think I was strong enough to help him reclaim the sword. Why else would he sneak off to challenge Death's Embrace while I was away? I should have been there, Prince. I should have been there. I've decided I'm going to take it back. Oathkeeper, I mean. He said I wasn't ready to wield this soul, but what choice do I have now that he's gone? You want to find it too, don't you? Then help me, Prince, please. You will? Haloni be praised. You won't regret this. Oh, if Solkzagel could see us now. Two paladins united in purpose. Well, I suppose it's rather premature for me to claim the title, isn't it? One veteran paladin and one aspiring paladin, then. United in purpose, we shall recover Oathkeeper and bring Solkzagel's murderers to justice, as As soon as I uncover new information, that is. Alright. Let's go ahead and complete this. Alright, and we have learned Sheltron. And that already went into the slot I wanted it to go into. Just to show you what this does here. It blocks the next physical attack, and it also restores partial MP once you perform a block. And this is what the animation looks like for that. Alright, on to the next Paladin quest. I have tidings, Prince. Hidden amongst Zulkzagel's belongings was a journal, the final entry of which contains what appeared to be a map of the Gorgane holding. He marked a spot near the river, though he did not write why. Yet considering how devoted he was to recovering Oathkeeper, surely it has some relation? I say we sally forth and investigate. We may encounter wild beasts or worse, of course, but we are well equipped to face them. Well, that is to say, you are. Alright, let's make our way out of here to the next destination. And that is leading us to the north of where we were before. Now, I'm hoping everything is showing up okay here. One of the reasons I got the boost in the internet speed for my upload was just because I knew there's going to be a lot of snow in these early areas, or rather in this area in particular, and I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just going to be a complete pixelation fest on the stream, so I'm hoping things are looking okay here. Based on the preview monitor I've got, it seems to be okay. As you can see, as we're making our way through here, we're actually collecting experience points just by discovering new locations. And we are actually pretty close to leveling up here, so that may actually happen as we're making our way over. Looks like there's a little tunnel we can go through here. I do believe it is starting to get at least a little bit brighter out here, so hopefully it shouldn't be too long until day actually breaks here and we can kind of see what this area really looks like. And there we go! We've just reached level 58 just by traveling around and discovering new locations. No new attribute point to put in, though. Alright, here's Constante. Impressive, eh? It took some doing, but I managed to resize Zulkzagel's Solarets. They should afford me excellent protection against, thigh-high threats. Anyway, let's see where this map leads. Somewhere over yonder, perhaps? Let's see what we've got. So we got a gallant coronet. I believe that is kind of the crown. A light catches your eye, and on closer inspection you find a gallant coronet buried beneath the snow. And we also got some frozen blood here. A trail of frozen blood leads west. That at least gives us some direction here. Let's let Constant know. Where was it? Further to the... Oh, Prince, find anything? Let's hand over the coronet. Solkzagel's coronet? Then he did come here. There was a trail of blood as well, you said? Let's follow it and see where it leads. Alright, we are at Twin Pools, and here's some more frozen blood. It seems to lead towards the Dusk Vigil. I think it's taking us westward. Alright, looks like we got an encounter coming up here. And Constant is on the ground. I've been stunned. Alright, let's help him out. Of course, Death's Embrace. They must have made camp here and Solkzagel learned of it. Wait, was that movement just now? To the west. We cannot let them escape. Alright, and this is leading us pretty far here. Looks like we'll come to our destination as we loop around here. Here we are. Alright, duty calls. End of the road. They don't seem to be carrying Oathkeeper. Well, if nothing else, we can at least bring them to justice for their countless other crimes and ensure that they harm no more innocents. To arms, Prince! For justice! For Solkzagel! I thought the cornet would help, but that speech still felt rather uninspired. Alright, let's see what we got here. I believe I want to go for the controller here, because they are probably the healer of the group. Let's also go around the group and apply some fracture to them all. Constant is also helping to heal me a bit here. Warriorless dogs, my Void Scent will feast on your soul. Void Scent, I'll focus on the mage. Take care of that thing, will you? I need to help him out first here. I really need to help him out. Alright, he's down. Hopefully we can still finish this up, otherwise we're gonna have to rely on the Echo here. That at least takes care of the Grimoire. Let's try to heal up as best we can for the moment. And unfortunately, that's not doing much for us here. Is there anything that we can do here? Alright, that's still on cooldown, so I can't use that. But, if I put my Shield Oath on, maybe that will let me survive. There we go, with my Convalescence, that's allowing me to outrange the controller's damage here. So yeah, sometimes you gotta have kind of a backup plan for dealing with the situation. Oh, you'll pay. Don't think that you won't pay. Alright, we gotta take this Grimoire out as quickly as possible. And there's actually a second one up that I can see over there. there goes the grimoire. I get the feeling he's gonna do that again. If he does, I'm gonna be in real trouble here. Oh, my protect is off as well. Let me fix that. Let's try to get some magic points back. Just in case he does that again, I don't want to push him too low on health here. I want to give myself a chance to recover first. Alright, that should be good. Now let's use Convalescence and heal up. Alright, that does that. Let's get back into it here. The good news is, once we're done with all this, there's actually going to be a bit of help that comes out through all this with all the new abilities that we're going to get. With a new ability called Clemency. And that actually does a ton of healing compared to just Cure. Alright, it looks like he's not actually going to do that, so I think we're in the clear to finish him. There he goes. The other thing to keep in mind here is the fact that I'm using level 50 gear, and this quest was designed to be taken at level 54. Did we win? I mean, by the Fury, we won. That villainous scum will prey on the weak no longer. Pity they didn't have Oathkeeper. Well, all in a day's work for a pair of paladins, eh? Back to Falcon's Nest for a well-earned rest. Alright, let's make our way back. Actually, before we do that, I actually want to set up for something that we're going to have to do later on here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to head over here into yet another area. And this is called the Dravanian Forelands. Now, there aren't going to be any story quests here yet. This area is supposed to be taken once you kind of clear out the Western Coerthas Highlands. So enjoy the little preview that you're getting here. My interest here is just simply to try to save a little time down the road here by attuning to the Tailfeather Aetheryte over here. And there we go. Okay, let's now make our way back over to Falcon's Nest. Alright, let's speak to Constant. The wheels of justice are slow to turn, as we know all too well. Even Sir Emmerich, who they say cares deeply for the welfare of every Ishgardian, even he is bound by bureaucracy. It all comes back to the war, in the end. If it's not heretics or dragons, well, you know how it is. And the Forelands? Well, if you head that far west without enough hired help, you've no one to blame but yourself for what happens. So when my mother's caravan was raided on the road to Tailfeather, I was resigned to never knowing who to blame. Until Solzagel told me about the Death's Embrace, and I realized they were the ones responsible for that and many other attacks. They chose their targets with care, preying on those who wouldn't be missed, saved by their equally powerless friends and family. But everyone deserves a champion. Even the least among us are worth saving. I don't know if the remaining members of Death's Embrace have Oathkeeper, but even if they don't, it is our duty as paladins to stop them. That is what Solzagel would say were he here, right? Alright, Constance's courage resonates within the soul of Paladin's past, and we just obtained Goring Blade. Now, Goring Blade is an ability that is basically designed to replace Fracture as your main damage over a time ability. Now, as we continue to go through this, I'm going to continue to use Fracture in addition to Goring Blade, but typically in most high-end raiding situations, you actually no longer use Fracture. That's just how it is. My understanding is when it comes to the potency of attacks, it's better to just throw in another Fast Blade at that point. Curious tidings, Prince. Not long ago I received word from an acquaintance of mine, Grimald, who claims to have in his possession a missive written by Solzagel and addressed to me. He insisted I come collect it from him in person in Tailfeather, and since we haven't any leads in our search for Oathkeeper, I see no reason to deny him. Let us be off, then. You see, I knew going to Tailfeather was a good idea. Alright, let's find this person. Here they are. I appreciate you coming all this way, Constant. I know it must seem a little odd. Frankly, it's been strange from the start. Who sends a missive with provisions when we've got Moogles running about who can do it far faster? Not to mention the fact that bandits have been raiding caravans to Tailfeather for weeks. If it weren't for them moving on, this latest shipment would have likely never arrived. Any road. From what I can tell, it was languishing in someone's storeroom for a while. Better late than never, though, eh? It was your friend's wish that you come all this way. Read it for yourself and you'll see. I left you a gift near the 100 Throws. Take it, and become the man you were destined to be. Curious fellow, this Solzagel. Any road, if I were you, I'd head north and find whatever it is before someone else does. My thanks, friend. I shall do just that. Let us head towards the Throws and see what we find, Prince. Alright, so that is actually taking us pretty far to the north here. Now, if I remember, there's a mountain in the way, I think, but the question is this mountain before or after we get there? Okay, it looks like it's actually before. Plus, I think the creatures up there are like level 56 or 58, so it wouldn't make sense. It should be around here somewhere. What do we have here? Is that a soul you found? By the Fury, it is. And look, a pair of gallant hussies. But why? Why do I feel like I'm being led by the nose? First the journal, now this missive? There's so much I want to ask. So much I should have asked when he was still alive. Alright, so we need to make our way over to Camp Riversmeet now. That's back over in Coerthas Western Highlands. So we're actually going to teleport back over to Falcon's Nest in order to get there. It's funny, though, that the game itself really doesn't imply that outside of, you know, giving you the location in the journal. Alright, here we go. Now we can kind of hear the full orchestra version of this theme. As you can see, the area is just... it's just vast. A lot bigger than what we had to work with in the A Realm Reborn content. Yeah, he's basically back where we first met him. To be honest, I never really understood why you accepted me as your pupil. What made you change your mind? What did you see in me? And what would you have me do now that you're gone? So it is true then. Papashan could not conceal the truth from me forever. He told me of Solzagel's claims in your search. I could not believe it. I would not believe it, yet now... What sorcery is this? He was watching you, boy. You and the soul you bear. Could he have been a minion of Death's Embrace, spying on Solzagel's pupil? Perhaps they hoped Solzagel's quest would end with his death, that none would attempt to reclaim Oathkeeper in his stead. They thought us broken when our brothers betrayed us, when they robbed us of the sword and delivered it into their keeping. But we did not give in to despair, nor will we do so now. Oathkeeper will be ours again, I swear it. I must return to Ul'dah for now. The way our souls resonated was unlike anything I have ever seen before, and I would know what it portends. Pray continue to look after the boy, Prince. What do you want from me? Alright, and that finishes up that quest. The souls of Paladins past grant you favor. And with that, we've earned Divine Veil. Now, Divine Veil, that's actually going to go over to this slot over here. And it's kind of complicated what this does. Upon HP recovery via healing magic cast by self or by a party member, a protective barrier is cast on all party members within a radius of 15 yalms. That lasts for 30 seconds, and that barrier prevents damage up to 10% of your maximum HP. And then the effect ends upon additional HP recovery via healing magic. So basically, it's good for if you're kind of in a situation whereby you need a little bit more healing than what the healer is currently putting out. And that will kind of keep you protected from like a critical attack until they can kind of top you off from there. It's also useful if you want to, if you're kind of expecting big damage to come in as an AoE that's going to hit the whole group, and if you can time it right with all the healers, you can use that to basically protect the entire party. Alright, let's pick up the next quest here. I'm beginning to think I've been going about this the wrong way, Prince. I've been trying to determine the whereabouts of Oathkeeper by retracing Solzagel's steps, but honestly, how he came to pursue and die at the hands of Death's Embrace isn't nearly as important as the simple fact that he did. Death's Embrace has the sword. It's the only logical conclusion, so if we find them, we find Oathkeeper. And even if I'm mistaken, we'd be doing the world a favor by bringing them to justice. I don't presume to speak for Solzagel, but I'd like to think that he'd agree, don't you? Yes, well, I suppose if we're going to find them, we'd best start asking around. Though there is one thing which still troubles me. I think I need to speak with 100 Eyes. Alright, so let's make our way back over to Valken's Nest. A moment of your time, if it please. For you, Constante? Sure. It's about Solzagel. You never told me, but how exactly did he die? You want me to paint you a bloody picture? He was murdered. I found him and I buried him. That's all you need to know. It's just that, the other day, I could have sworn that Forgive me, I don't know what I was thinking. Don't let me keep you from your labors. Let us resume our hunt for Death's Embrace. Alright, we are headed back into town here. And we're going to speak to Emerissal. Death Embrace? Those bandits who use the raid caravans bound for Tailfeather? No one's seen neither hide nor hair of them recently. Why do you ask? Old Dons? Eh? Maybe they ran back to warmer climes. Never understood Southrons myself. Queer folk, prone to inexplicable and irrational behavior, like those buffoons who attempted to seize the protector of all things. Apparently they snuck aboard some of the airships ferrying supplies to Camp Cloudtop. Of course, the knights drove them off. Last I heard, they had fled into the wild, screaming, "Thal's balls! This and Swivin Horsons that." Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Prince? Admittedly, we've no reason to believe these men are the ones we seek, but we've been blessed with serendipity before. There's no harm in investigating, at least. Alright, so we need to head up to Camp Cloudtop now. And that is why we went there in the last episode. The old Dons who tried to seize the Protector? Aye, I remember them. Baffling, really. Signed their own death warrants with their ill-conceived attack. You can be sure that House Helnart won't allow them to leave these isles alive. Death's Embrace, eh? I suppose it's possible they're the bandits you seek. You're welcome to help us hunt them down if you like. The boy too, yes? He can join my unit. Given your reputation, I think you're better suited to the van. I won't let you down. We gather at the Rose House. Come, let us delay no further. I'll see you there. Alright, the Rose House is all the way back over here. And once again, this is one of those places that does not have an aetheryte. So we're just going to have to make our way over. Glad to have you with us, Master Brightstar. With that we could speak at length, but the Old Dons are aware of our plans and have already fled to the east. Remember that these are desperate, dangerous men. Advance with caution and wait for reinforcements if necessary. With me. Alright, so we are headed to the east once again. Looks like we're going to be headed over here. Alright, I see our destination right there. Let's have some Knight's Bread. Let's cast Protect, and let's bring Hadrid back out here. Here we go. So, Fast Blade into Riot Blade into Goring Blade. That is what does the new combo. There we go, that takes care of the first group. And it looks like there are more to take care of here. Alright, Constante and Helenar Knight are on the ground. Let's help them out. We've got a manipulated gaze here. Let's get our dot combo going. Hadrid can finish off the gaze while I work on this guy. I'm actually taking a good bit of damage there. There we go. Well fought, Master Brightstar. Their leader was surely the toughest of the lot. Lady Lynette will be pleased to learn of our success. I shall inform her at once. What do you got there? Gallant gauntlets. Why would a member of Death's Embrace be carrying these? There's no way he could have possibly planned this. It's too elaborate. Nay, impossible. But what other explanation could there be? We should return to Falcon's Nest. Alright. Let us teleport over there. Before we cornered the leader, we came across their camp. It was plain to see that they had fallen on hard times, hence why they resorted to common banditry to survive. But isn't it strange when you think about it? I mean, if they had Oathkeeper, why not simply sell it? Surely someone would have been willing to pay for it. I'm beginning to wonder if Solzagal succeeded in reclaiming the sword, or if Death's Embrace ever had it at all. And by the Fury, what to make of these pieces of armor? Just as I suspected. It fits perfectly. Whatever Whatever remnants of Death's Embrace there may be will stay in hiding for some time, I should think. But should they dare reveal themselves, we will finish what we started, as Solzagal intended. Alright. Constant's resolve resonates. And with that we have Clemency. So, Clemency, this is kind of the moment I've been waiting for here. In that, basically, I'm going to be tossing Cure now from my number 9 slot, and it's going to go into the 0 slot instead. Fracture is going to come down to here. And Clemency is going to go up into this slot here. And just for comparison's sake, let me show you what Cure does here. So that was 352, and that was a crit as well, I believe. Now this is what Clemency does. 2,154, although that was on me, not on Hadred. So, before I do anything else, we need to do a new macro here. So, copy, paste, and we're going to change this to Clemency. And Clemency. And now we'll drag that over here. And now I'll be able to do this on Hadred. There we go. And that's one of the special things that Clemency does here. If you cast it on somebody else, it also heals you for a bit of health as well. Alright, so the next Paladin quest will unlock at level 60. So with that done, let's now make our way over to Artoirel and let us get back to the main story. The world looks quite different when viewed from the back of an airborne chocobo, does it not? I still find the experience strangely liberating. To business. Sir Redwall is in charge here. He should be expecting us. And he is right down here. It has been far, far too long, Lord Artoirel. And who might your companion be? Pray forgive us our lateness, Sir Redwald. I present to you PrinceBrightstar, Ward of House Fortompt. Ah, yes, of course. Lord Dromont spoke of you. I, Sir Redwald of House Durandare, do bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest. We are both eager to contribute to the settlement's restoration. How may we be of service? Before we speak of that, would I be correct in assuming that Master Brightstar is unfamiliar with our recent history? Then with your permission, I shall recount the tale for his benefit. As you may know, Falcon's Nest was once a hamlet with a small garrison of knights and some few villagers. And then came the calamity. When it became clear that the snow would not stop falling, we had no choice but to order a complete withdrawal. The settlement and the entirety of the Western Highlands were to be abandoned. Abandoned to the heretics. Lady Iceheart and her kind have walked these lands with impunity ever since. Aye, but no longer. The Holy See has commanded the reclamation of the Western Highlands and the expulsion of heretical elements. Falcon's Nest is key to accomplishing these objectives, but as you can see, rebuilding the hamlet will be no small undertaking. Our craftsmen require support and protection. Any assistance you can offer will be greatly appreciated. As promised, we of House Fortompt are at your disposal, Sir Redwald. You need but tell us where to begin. Alright, so if it's not clear, basically what happened, this whole area didn't used to be covered in snow. It was actually quite green, or at least that's my understanding from the 1.0 content of Final Fantasy XIV. But once the calamity happened, the weather pattern shifted, and now it's just these fields of snow around here. Several craftsmen in service to House Zamail are contributing to the restoration of Falcon's Nest. These men and women are quite skilled at building and repairing fortifications, but their progress has been hampered by a number of factors. Roth, the foreman, tells me that he has need of a man with your talents. Would you be so kind as to seek him out? Alright, that person should be over here somewhere. Yes, I'm Roth, and who might you be? Ah, the promised help. Glad to have you aboard. I have the honor of overseeing this fine mess you see before you. Sent me over on one of them black birds, same as you, to build and mend and tell others how to build and mend. But fury take me. This ice, it's bloody unnatural how fast it forms. It's icicle sprites, I tell you. Mark my words, there are pockets of them here and there, just waiting for me to turn my back so they can sneak out and do their dirty work. So I need you to search the hamlet and put an end to it. If you stand watch long enough, you're sure to find them. Alright, so we need to take out some ice sprites. And here is the first of them. Here we go. Alright, moving on. Let's head up here where the next one should be. Alright, one more to go. And it looks like we're about to get an EXP boost for Hadrid there as well. The last one should be up here. Here it is. Alright, there is the EXP boost for Hadrid. Let's see where he is at this point. Still got a while before we can get him another skill. Alright, let's report over to Roth. Ha! Now there's a man what looks like he's found his marks. You've just the sort we need around here. The kind that'll hop to when he sees a task undone. Alright. Once again, this is all level 50 gear, so that's not doing anything for us. You're a dab hand at warcraft, I can tell. Not that I've any skill at arms to speak of, mind. But it doesn't take an expert to recognize expertise. Be a waste to keep you to myself when there are others out what need help same as me. So if you're keen to keep on doing what you're doing, I'd ask you to head north to the Pike, the bloody huge statue out in the waste, if you've never been. Mason by the name of Theramont is out there tending to the thing. Good man Theramont, but I reckon he's taken on too much work for one. Might be there's something you can do for him. Alright, so we are headed out of town. I believe they were talking about that thing up there. Yep, there's the icon. Let's speak to him. Hail to you, traveler. What brings you out this way? Foreman Roth bid you assist me? Well, far be it from me to turn down a helping hand. I've been tasked with the restoration of this sculpture. 5 years of neglect have not been kind, to say the least. Fortunately, I've just the thing for it. Rather, those deep eyes have it. If you could slay 3 and bring me their bristles, I would be in your debt. Alright, let us grab all the deep eyes we need. Alright, let's go around with Fracture. And let's apply Goring Blade to that one. And there's the first of the bristles. We should get the rest of them from these two. There's the second. There's the third. There you are. Have you the bristles? Let's hand them over. Ah, feel how coarse that is? That's why they're perfect for scrubbing the soot from this statue. Beautiful, isn't it? The spitting image of Haldrath, first of the Azure Dragoons, and one of Ishgard's founding fathers. A symbol of everything the Dravanians despise, which is why they've taken to searing it with dragon fire every time they pass by. But no longer will we suffer their desecration of our nation's hero. Soon this statue will be as it once was, a proud, shining testament to the determination of Ishgard, and a message to the heretics that we have returned. The work may be hard and the conditions harsh, but as a proud Ishgardian, I could ask for no greater honor. Alright. Once again, this is level 115 for item level. Are you for Falcon's Nest? If so, I have a favor to ask. There's this knight, Sir Ysaldor, stationed at the anvil to the west of here. She's always treated me with kindness and respect, more than I deserve, to be honest. Any road, while you were away, she came through on patrol, and I think she might have left a package behind. It's a bit of a detour, but would you mind returning it to her? My thanks to you, friend. Alright, that is going to take us west. And yeah, pretty much just directly west here. What's that? A package? I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about. Confound it. That fool of a... What a waste. It was a gift, adventurer. Thearmont labors day and night without regard for his own well-being. At the very least, he ought to try to eat better. Why not simply give it to him? By the Fury, have you no sense of decorum? A high-born knight cannot be seen favoring a low-born mason in such a manner. Nevertheless, I appreciate your concern, as well as your willingness to assist Thearmont. May your journey back to Falcon's Nest be safe and swift. Pray give my regards to Sir Redwald. Alright, so we are headed back to Falcon's Nest. That's a shame. Somebody can't figure out signals. I must applaud your initiative, Master Brightstar. Roth tells me you've been quite busy. Alas, we have not the time to thank you properly. I have a task to which I would commit all able-bodied men and women, you and Lord Artoirel included. Calm as ever, even when you must surely sense the gravity of the situation. A veteran through and through, just as Lord Drillmont said. Good. We have lost contact with the reconnaissance party sent north to River's Meet in search of the heretics' hideaway. Whether they were attacked or met with some other misfortune, we know not, but regardless of the cause, we must act quickly, for this is a harsh, unforgiving land which can claim, and has claimed, the lives of many men. To ensure we find our missing knights as quickly as possible, I have assigned each party a different area to search. You and Lord Artoirel will be working together. Seek him out when you are ready to depart, and good luck. No better time than the present. It seems we have been assigned the area near Camp Riversmeet, Master Brightstar. Lest you are unaware, the camp was one of many of our knights were forced to abandon when we withdrew from the Coerthas Western Highlands. One of many sacrifices made in the wake of the calamity. 'Twould not surprise me if our knights took shelter there. There is but one way to find out, though. Let us be off. Indeed, let us be off. And that is going to take us pretty close to where we were before, when we were taking on the Paladin quests. Looks like it's going to be right around here somewhere. Alright, there's Artoirel. There, below us, Camp Riversmeet, or what remains of it. I see no way to descend the cliffs safely from here. Should we fall, the beasts below would make short work of us. Come, I know of a path to the riverbed below, east of the Black Iron Bridge. That's probably the same path we took before. If the reconnaissance party came this way, I see no sign of it. Still, it is possible that recent storms have obscured their trail, or that they took an alternate route to Camp River Meet. Until we investigate the camp itself, we cannot be certain. We must press on. Alright, let us make our way down. Yeah, it looks like there used to be an aetheryte here, but it's broken. Or frozen over, I guess. Alright, we've got combat over here. Alright, that takes care of that. Are you alright? I heard sounds of a struggle. Thank the Fury. I thought no one would come. 3 heretics slain and 1 knight saved. Just like that. You certainly live up to your reputation, Master Brightstar. What happened here, sir? Is there no one else? We were caught in a furious blizzard north of here, my lord. Not but white all around, until we saw shapes moving towards us, running towards us with naked steel in their hands. I cut down a few of the bastards who came close, but the others... There was shouting and screaming, but after a while, I could only hear unfamiliar voices. I found my way to the camp, hoping to hide while the storm passed. But the heretics tracked you here. My lord, the heretics' hideaway lies somewhere to the north. We must move quickly before the snow buries all traces of their passing. For my brothers, we must... Have faith, sir. Justice will be done, but first we must see you to safety. Alright. And once again, this gear is not doing anything for us. He has the right of it, Master Brightstar. Whatever remains of the heretic's trail will be gone with the next snowfall, but we cannot very well leave our friend here. I will see him to Falcon's Nest and gather reinforcements. In the meantime, I would have you search the area to the north of the camp for signs of the attack. Should you pick up the heretic's trail, do not wait for me. Follow it back to their lair forthwith, being sure to leave me some clear footprints. I realize that this plan may place you in considerable danger, but I see no alternative. Rest assured we will not be far behind. And Prince, thank you. Alright, let us make our way north. And we've got some fresh footprints over here. And duty calls, so before we head into that, let us cast Protect on ourselves, as well as have some more Knight's Bread. The tracks continue to the north. Alright, so we need to find their hiding place. You're gonna force me to fight you, huh? Let's take care of the caster first. Oh, my Protect went away. Go around with Fracture. Still want to have it on your bar for when you're doing quests that are of lower level than when you actually pick up the Goring Blade. That being at level 54. Alright, that guy is running away. And in this case, we're just gonna follow him. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're able to get around those without starting into combat here, but hopefully we can just simply outrun them. And look at what we have here. A building of sorts. I still see our target over there. And he's headed inside, so this must be our destination. And here we go. I believe the cane-wielding one was able to cast Cure before. Let's take him out first. There we go. Now on to the spell-weaving one. Let's go around. goes the spell-weaving heretic. That just leaves the rest of these here. Alrighty. Duty complete. Lady Iceheart.
Looking for me, I presume.
Ah, the child who glimpsed the truth.
No! It cannot be.
He cameth unto me, as didst thou, alike in gifts, yet set upon different paths.
He speaks true, warrior of light. Like you, I have been blessed with the echo. The visions terrified me at first. They came without warning. I wondered what I had done to deserve them. But I had no time to ponder such things, once the calamity came. The land turned against us, and in a matter of hours, Falcon's Nest was buried under 10 fulms of ice and snow. We had no choice but to flee for Ishgard. We came to the wall, and while we searched for a way through, there was an avalanche. And then I was alone. So I set forth for Dravania. I knew full well what might happen where I found. But I could not survive on my own. I was found, of course. And not by a mere dragon, but by the great worm Hraesvelgr. And it was then that I knew why I had been given this gift. For with it I heard his voice, and saw the truth through his eyes. I was chosen to deliver this revelation to the people, to bring dragon and man together as they once were, and should ever be.
What are the innocents who died when you attacked Foundation?
It wasn't supposed to be like that. You have to believe me. It was beyond my control. Children taught to fear the skies, who saw their loved ones slaughtered. Yet the Dravanians, though they know where the fault truly lies, fell upon them with such fury.
Men die, and their children forget. But we are everlasting. To us, then is as now. Thou canst not comprehend the violation, the outrage, the fury.
I will make this right. I'm neither a saint nor a savior, just another sinner. Yet I will not forsake this cause. I cannot. I will see this cycle broken and peace restored. We can do naught else, for we are now as one.
Master Brightstar, praise Halone, you are alive. We came as swiftly as we could, but I see we are too late. So they were lurking in the cellar of this farmhouse. 'Tis a pity Lady Iceheart escaped, but we must not let that detract from your accomplishment. We have them on the run. You have dealt our foes a telling blow this day, my friend, and I shall see that your efforts are recognized. Establishing an outpost in so remote a location could not have been easy. Tenacious devils. The knights have matters here well in hand. Let us return to Falcon's Nest and share our discoveries with Sir Redwald. Come, after tracking heretics across malms of ice and snow, I would say you are due a few hours' rest next to a warm fire. Alright, let us make our way back to Falcon's Nest. Lord Artoirel, Master Brightstar, full glad am I to see you both hale and healthy. What news? You mean to say you hunted the heretics down on your own, and slew them before reinforcements could arrive? By the Fury! I believe we have made great strides towards purging these lands of heretics, and I mean to say as much when I deliver my report to my father and the Holy See. As will I, Lord Artoirel. May it serve to remind our superiors what houses Durandare and Fortoms could achieve through continued cooperation. Indeed, I trust you and your knights are content to handle the rest? We most certainly are, my lord. During your short time with us, you and Master Brightstar have accomplished far more than I had thought possible. I cannot in good conscience impose upon you any longer. Pray return to Ishgard with my thanks. As you wish, Sir Redwald. We thank you for your hospitality. Alright, let us make our way back to Ishgard. Oh, apparently we can't just simply do that. Alright, then let us use the return command then. And up to the last vigil. Alright, let's head inside the manor. Master Brightstar, I would speak plain. From the first, I questioned your motives and your competence. Unjustly, I now realize. Rumors have a way of growing more fantastic as they spread, and quite frankly, those surrounding your beggar belief. But Haurchefant swore that all those stories were true. He championed your cause and begged Father to grant you patronage. And he duly listened, because for all his wisdom, he has never been able to say no to my dear half-brother, the legacy of my father's sole indiscretion. Mother hated him, of course. Even on her deathbed, she refused to acknowledge him. And to be honest, she was not alone in her feelings. But that is not the worst of it. At Camp Riversmeet, when we came upon the wounded knight, I knew immediately that one of us would have to pursue the heretics alone. An onerous task fraught with danger. And there you were, the savior of Eorzea, an honored guest of House Fortomps, my new comrade in arms, Haurchefant's dear friend. I told myself it was to be a test, but part of me hoped that you would fail. Yet you accepted the task without a word of protest, nor any sign of fear. And you duly tracked the enemy down, faced him alone, and lived to tell the tale. Plainly, Haurchefant had the right of it all along. That I doubted your strength bespeaks mine own weakness. But I will not doubt you again, Master Brightstar. On that you have my word. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Nothing that is useful here. At the most, I would say maybe piety materia to give us more magic points, but that's about it. Alright. And so both of the quest lines have converged. Ah, Master Brightstar. My lord the Count much desires to speak with you regarding your time with Lord Artoirel and Lord Emmanuel. If you would remain here for a moment.
The hero returns. I cannot thank you enough for saving young Emmanuel's life. Aye, he told me everything. I've also received letters from both House Zemail and Durandare praising your conduct, and that of House Fortomps. You've won us much honor, my friend.
My lord.
What is it? Speak.
Pray forgive the intrusion, my lord, but I bring grave tidings. Master Alphino and Mistress Tataru have been detained on suspicion of fomenting heresy.
What?
They were observed entering a tavern in the lower levels on some half-dozen occasions. There, it is claimed, they made a number of inquiries. Inquiries which brought them into contact with certain elements. 'Twas this which prompted a Knight of the Heavensward to demand that they be questioned. Sir Grinno, my lord.
Sir Grinno is a brute. An exceedingly accomplished brute, but a brute nonetheless. Alas, he is also a son of House Zemail. How quickly we forget the petty nature of men. I'd wager your friends are no more than pawns in another of my countrymen's games. Such is the way of things between the high houses.
Though you have won the hearts and minds of many of my countrymen, There are those who will never be swayed, men who will dismiss your efforts and resent your successes, even as we celebrate them. 'Tis like that one such member of House Zamail is manipulating Sir Greneau, for he is not a man to dabble in politics of his own volition. He may genuinely believe your friends to be guilty, though I am quite certain his masters know better. Yet the truth will avail us not if we cannot prove their innocence. You would do well to speak with Sir Emmerich at the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly. He will know more about these charges. Alright, let us leave the manor and make our way down. And I believe this is the first time we're actually headed there. And the way to get there is actually to head over to the Forgotten Knight Aetheryte Shard. And our destination is actually right inside of here. It has been too long, Prince. Would that this visit came under happier circumstances. You are come to plead for Master Alphonse and Mistress Tataru, I take it. Word of their detainment reached us while I was delivering my report on the Vanu Primal. Truly, I know not which is more ludicrous, these charges or that flying feathered whale. That Sir Greneau accusations are baseless, I have no doubt. Refuting them would be difficult, however, as he is a Knight of the Heavensward. I speak of the personal guard of the Archbishop, the 12 finest knights in all of Ishgard, sworn to serve His Eminence alone. Suffice it to say, this testimony is unimpeachable, and I have not the authority to challenge their actions. After all the Scions have done, routing the heretics and defeating Shiva, helping us to defend the steps of faith and drive back the Dravanian horde, after proving themselves true allies on countless occasions, is there naught we can do? I fear there is but one path left to us. We must demand a trial by combat. But of course! In a trial by combat sanctioned by the Inquisition, the victor's claim is judged true regardless of the petitioner's standing. Under Ishgardian law, a trial by combat pits the accuser against the accused. In this instance, Master Alphonse and Mistress Tataru would be expected to face Sir Greneau and a second of his choosing, another Knight of the Heavensward most likely. Two of them, by the Fury, that can hardly be considered fair. Master Alphonse's magical talents will not have gone unnoticed, meaning that he will have no choice but to participate. Mistress Tataru, on the other hand, is quite obviously bereft of martial skill, and should be afforded the right to name a champion to fight in her stead. Lest you doubt, I am ready and willing to serve in this capacity, as I am sure is Lord Haurchefant, but all here present know that you are the most accomplished warrior among us, and mayhap in the realm at large. Then it is settled. I will visit Master Alphonse at once and inform him of our intentions. Prince, meet me at the tribunal when you have made ready. Until then, my friend. Alright, so we are making our way up to the tribunal. Just to verify where that is up there. And there is an Aetheryte right to our destination. Listen carefully, Prince. When the trial begins, the petitioner will be asked to restate his charges, and the accused invited to respond. Then, in accordance with the law, they will be asked to restate the request for a trial by combat. Once the High Adjudicator acknowledges Mistress Tataru's right to name a champion, that is when you must make your entrance. Oh, I cannot wait to see the look on Sir Grenot's face when he sees his true opponent. 'Twill be priceless. More seriously, should you begin to lose heart, look to me in the stands, and I shall cheer so loud you will wonder how you could ever have contrived to doubt yourself. Now, are you ready? Alright, so, duty calls. Let us proceed.
We are gathered here today under the watchful gaze of the Fury to ascertain the guilt of 2 souls in a trial by combat. Petitioners, step forward. Sir Grenot, for the benefit of all here present, I would ask you to repeat the charges which you have leveled against this man and this woman.
I, Sir Grenot de Zemile, brother of the Heavensward, did bear witness to these 2 foreigners consorting with heretics.
Let the accused step forward. Alfino Leveilleur, Taru, you have heard the charges leveled against you. Will you take up arms to refute Sir Grenot's claim, and thereby prove your innocence in the eyes of gods and men?
I, Alfino Leveilleur, am innocent of this charge, and claim my right to trial by combat.
I, Taru, am innocent of this charge, but I am no warrior and cannot fight. So, I claim the right to name a champion.
To the old and the infirm, the young and the weak, this right we allow. Very well. Who will stand for this woman?
I shall.
Just as I was beginning to doubt the efficacy of the Ishgardian justice system. Come, my friend. Let us put an end to this mummer's farce.
Render unto us your judgment. Raise up the righteous, and cast down the wicked.
Alright, here we go. Alright, so before combat begins here, let's cast Protect. Let's grab their attention. Bloody waste of... Come on,
I have my pride.
then. You wanted this, remember? Prince Alfino's in trouble. And so for that, we need to take out the Ishgardian steel chain. You've been indulged enough, heathen swine.
I've got you now.
Pull yourself together.
Down with you!
Yeah, even if I'm trying to provoke the guy, he is not getting off of Alpha No, so we gotta finish this quickly. There we go. There, that takes care of Sir Greno. Now, Alphino, will you please heal yourself? I guess I'm gonna have to do it then. Oh, so now you're healing yourself, Alphino. Now this should be an easy kill from here. And down you go. I mean, we won. The Fury has spoken. Alphino Levier, Taru, you are hereby acquitted of all charges. Blessed are we who receive of her wisdom and see justice wrought by her divine hand. Petitioners, accused, go forth in peace. Delivered from an untimely demise yet again. My thanks as always. By the Fury, what a splendid victory! To see how you strove in the face of adversity. Two brave young souls bound together by the puissant bonds of camaraderie. Why, it stirred me to the very depths of my soul. Having been treated to such a rousing spectacle, it seemed only right that I present you with a humble token of mine admiration. Pray receive of me this chocobo whistle. With it you may summon a black chocobo, fully trained and ready to fly. Magnificent, is she not? Strong yet sleek, elegant yet eager. What say you, Prince? Will you take her for your steed? Lord Horshaphon, chocobos are prohibited in the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine. Your steed must remain outside. Alright, so we've gotten ourselves a black chocobo whistle, as well as an aether compass. Alright, aether currents now accessible. You have obtained a black chocobo. When riding this mount, you will have the ability to fly, provided certain conditions have been met. To fly in a given region, you must first find and attune to all the local aether currents. In order to attune to some aether currents, you will need to complete certain quests. However, most can be discovered via exploration. To aid in this endeavor, you have also obtained an aether compass, which will provide you with both the bearing and the distance to the nearest aether current upon use. Should you lose this compass, you may speak with Gibrallant at the Forgotten Knight to obtain another. To review your progress, select Travel from the main menu, followed by Aether Currents. Alright, and if we were to use this thing here, the compass does not detect any nearby currents, but typically what I would do, if we were going to be doing something like that, is just throw it on the bar so it's immediately accessible. But I believe the plan that I have here is we're probably not going to be looking for those through most of the areas. There's only one area in particular where we'll be trying to gather those up, but that is much later in the story. Black chocobos are all well and good, but the true reward for your efforts is the exoneration of your comrades. They shall be released upon the completion of certain minor formalities, which I mean to see to personally. In the meantime, pray return to Fort Tom's Manor. The Count has done so already, and will doubtless be eager to discuss the day's events. Alright, let us hit the Aethernet shard over to the last vigil. Helene smiles on us yet again, Master Brightstar, guiding you to victory and setting your comrades free. I confess I did fear for your safety, which is not to say I doubted your prowess, you understand. I merely knew the strength of your opponents. Ahem. You do have a habit of exceeding my expectations. Besting 2 of the Heavensward while the city's elite looked on, by the fury, anyone who hasn't been paying attention to you will surely do so from now on. My lord! We have just received a message from the vault. His Eminence, the Archbishop, requests the presence of Master Brightstar. An invitation from the Archbishop? What an honor. A personal summons is indeed a great honor, and given recent events, you would be wise not to delay. Go, Master Brightstar, we shall speak anon. A priest will be waiting for you outside the vault. Identify yourself to him, and he will escort you inside. Alright, our destination is all the way to the north. We are honored to receive you, Master Brightstar. This way, please.
Your Eminence, it is my honor to present to you the Warrior of Light.
I have heard the tales of your many grand endeavors. The Lord Commander has also been most effusive in his praise. I am Thorin VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, and I bade you come here that I might offer my personal apologies. You will forgive me for not calling upon you as courtesy would dictate. But, as you can see, my more sprightly days are long behind me. But I digress. Your companions were wrongly accused of heresy and subjected to gross indignities. This, I am sorry to say, was the result of negligence on the part of our nation's protectors. Negligence born of an excess of zeal. Is that not so, Sir Zephyrin?
Yes, Your Eminence. Regrettably, it would appear that we of the Heavensward were in receipt of erroneous information. Sir Grinno has ever been headstrong. He pressed charges before the truth had been ascertained, for which I most sincerely apologize.
An unfortunate misunderstanding born of an earnest desire to serve Ishgard, but one which should never have occurred. For who could doubt the character of those who bested Shiva and drove the Horde from the steps of faith? Not I. That much is certain. That will be all, Sir Zephyrin. I would speak with our guest in private.
Your Eminence, As you wish, Your Eminence. That will be all for today.
Privacy is a luxury rarely afforded one in my position. Now, tell me, young man, what do you know of the Ascians? Much and more, I shouldn't wonder, being the bringer of light. You should know that I myself have met with them, have entertained them as guests, even. Those harbingers of chaos and strife offered us power, that we might continue our war against the dragons. I have no intention of aiding their cause, of course, nor less of being their puppet. Yet, were I to refuse them outright, I should learn naught of their true objectives and remain powerless to stop them. Thus have I hearkened to their words with interest and paid lip service to their beliefs, biding my time and preparing for the inevitable conflict. And why do I tell you this? Because there is naught in this world they fear more than the power of the Warrior of Light. If we are to rid ourselves of these vile interlopers, we must needs work together. With our combined strength, I have faith that we can wrest Eorzea from their grasp and pave the way for a lasting peace. Think on it.
That is the goal. Alright. Our private chat is over. Let us make our way back over to Fort Tomp's Manor. In we go.
There you are. I confess, I was more than a little concerned when I learned that you had been summoned to the vault. What did they want with you? Well, well. A formal apology and an admonishment of those responsible. I see my fears were wholly misplaced. By the gods! The Archbishop freely admits to consorting with Ascians. So, their ambitions extend to Ishgard as well. We will have new primals to contend with ere long, of that you may be certain. 'Tis but a matter of time. Yet shorn of the support of our missing allies, what can we realistically hope to achieve?
In the midst of all the excitement, I completely forgot to tell you. When I was asking around about the Scions, I heard the most awful rumor. General Rauburn is to be executed for crimes against the Sultanate!
If the Flame General dies, we will lose a staunch ally, and the one man capable of holding the Sultana's assassins to account. Lord Orchiphon was wise to counsel restraint, but this business will brook no delay. We cannot permit this execution to take place. We must save Rauburn.
Though the situation calls for urgency, it would avail us little to charge headlong into Ul'dah without a plan. Before we can formulate a plan, however, we must first learn how things stand in the Sultanate, which is why I propose that we visit Limsa Lominsa. Ah, you heard me right. While you were about your altruistic endeavors, I acted as an intermediary in trade negotiations between House Fortomps and a Lominsan consortium. During said negotiations, an opportunity to send word to the Admiral presented itself, and I duly seized it. I am happy to report that we yet have a stout ally in Limsa. The Admiral has pledged her full cooperation in any effort to rescue Rauburn. Accordingly, I have agreed to meet with her, that we might discuss how best to proceed. Naturally, I told her to expect us both. Your presence never fails to embolden our allies, after all. When you arrive in Limsa Lominsa, make yourself known to the sergeant Xanthale at Bulwark Hall on the lower decks. He will admit you to the bridge. Alright, so we are off to Limsa Lominsa. And our destination is over here. The Admiral has been expecting you. Say the word and I shall take you to her. Let's head inside.
Friends, 'tis good to see you safe and well. I will admit I had not counted on you seeking, let alone finding refuge within the Holy See, but full glad was I to learn that you had.
Thankfully, we had allies there who took us under their wing. And theirs was not the only aid we receive, I suspect. When we fled Uldar, we fully expected to become wanted men, known to all and hounded at every turn. Yet that did not come to pass. On the contrary, 'twould seem the charges against us have not been made public. Might we have you to thank for that, Admiral?
That would also explain why we were able to pick up those Paladin quests without an issue.
Sharp as ever, Master Alphino. On Marshal Terrapin's urging, the Elder Seedseer and I demanded that the Syndicate suppress news of the Scion's alleged crimes until such time as irrefutable evidence could be found. Our argument was simple. Lacking proof, to accuse the saviors of the realm of so unlikely a crime would have the people up in arms. In their wisdom, the Syndicate agreed, as you yourself have seen. There is something you should know. Some few days prior to the banquet, the Elder Seedseer and I were summoned for a private audience with the Sultana. There, she revealed her intent to announce her abdication, that she might pave the way for the establishment of an Uldan Republic.
What? But such an announcement would have plunged the entire nation into chaos.
She was well aware of that. 'Twas for fear of what might ensue that she summoned us. Her Grace wanted the Elder Seedseer and I to lend Rauban a helping hand, you see? To aid him in preserving the peace during the transition.
So, having somehow caught wind of her plan, Lolorito and Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination in the hope of maintaining the constitutional status quo. But they must have known that her death would sow as much chaos as her abdication. Chaos from which Teleji alone might feasibly stand to profit. Surely Lolorito would never knowingly... Ah, could it be? I dare not hope.
The Uldan authorities have yet to announce the Sultana's passing. To allay any suspicion that may arise from Her Grace's absence, they have issued a statement to the effect that she is presently convalescing from illness.
Mayhap they're waiting for a fitting moment to break the news. Or mayhap they know of some other reason to delay.
Something else has been bothering me, Admiral. I was dismayed to learn that General Rauban is to be executed. Yet upon hearing the news, I could not help but wonder why he had been kept alive for so long. Pray mistake not my meaning. I am, of course, overjoyed that our friend still draws breath, and that he might yet be saved. But if his enemies truly wished to eliminate him, they could have done so immediately. I see no reason for this delay.
Aye, you've struck upon an important point, Master Alphino. Following his capture, Rauban had been held in the Marasaja pit within Uldar. In recent days, however, he has reportedly been moved to an unknown location. Queerly, 'twas not the brass blades who spirited him away either, but a band of soldiers decked in blue.
The Crystal Braves.
Aye. If I read the winds aright, the arrangement between Lord Lolorito and the Braves has come under strain. At any rate, if we're to rescue Raubarn, we'll have to find him first. And you'll be glad to hear that I have already entrusted the task to those best able to see it done. Our friends of Doma.
Raubarn's survival is vital to the Eorzean Alliance. We can ill afford to lose him. But I cannot send troops into Ul'dah. 'Twould spell the end of the Alliance, and war, like as not. If there is to be a rescue, it falls to you and yours to attempt it. I would not have it any other way, Admiral. It was I who founded the Crystal Braves, and I must take responsibility for their actions. Spoken like a true leader, Master Alphino. By way of a first step, you should seek out our Doman contact. You will find her among the frontier hands at Revenant's Toll, working in a kitchen. Alright, let us make our way over to Mordona then. And up we go. So this doesn't look like a kitchen, so I think we need to head upstairs. Here we are. Could she be the Doman contact of whom the Admiral spoke? Master Prince, I knew in my heart that you were safe, but to see you again in the flesh, words cannot well express my relief. Even as the victory feast was taking place, the Crystal Braves turned upon us and took the Rising Stones by force. Amid the chaos, some of my compatriots and I were able to slip away unnoticed. Since then, we have remained in Revenant's Toll, keeping watch over the mutineers, while awaiting your return. You have done well by us, and we Domans do not soon forget our debts. We swear to do all within our power to aid you. Shortly before you arrived, I received word from Limsa Lominsa that you were searching for General Raubarn. As the Admiral will have informed you, he was recently moved from his cell in the Marasaja pit. At the same juncture, Yu Hase and the 3rd Unit were observed leaving the Rising Stones. This can be no simple coincidence. Their purpose, we believe, is to escort the Flame General to the scene of his execution. Suffice it to say, we have people shadowing the 3rd. If you would join the hunt, pray seek out Dower at Highbridge, where I too am bound. Alright, we are headed to Highbridge. That is going to be east of Camp Drybone. And as for our ride this time, why don't we go ahead and use that black chocobo whistle. We'll put it right there. Alright, here is our destination. I have been expecting you. Time is of the essence, so I shall be direct. Yu Hase and his men are bound for Halatali. We believe that this is where they intend to carry out the execution. Hozan is presently keeping watch over the entrance. Let us make haste and join him. So that is going to take us back to the southwest. That's actually not where we're trying to head. Okay, here's the entrance to Halatali. Raban's ties to Halatali are well known. That Ilbert should choose this of all places to stage his execution is no coincidence. The fiend, are there no deaths to which he will not stoop? You come at a good time, my friends, but moments ago the traitor Ilbert arrived and entered Halatali. From this we may be certain that General Raban is being held within. There is no time to lose. General Aldin may be executed at any moment. You must enter Halatali and free him from his captors. Please see to your preparations and tell me when you are ready to proceed. One of our own will accompany you inside. Alright, so let's use Protect and Night Spread. Okay, so duty calls. In this particular case, then, we'll probably have to use Protect again once we're inside. Lady Yagiri.
Pray, forgive me my lateness.
Lady Yugiri!
Master Alphino, I am pleased to see that the light of resolve shines in your eyes once more.
Ah, yes. How pathetic I must have seemed to you when we last met. I am ashamed to record it. For a time I was well and truly lost. But with the aid of my comrades, I have since refound my purpose, and I shall take care not to misplace it again.
Since your escape from Ulda, my fellow shinobi and I have shadowed the Crystal Braves every step, in hopes of learning the Scion's whereabouts. Regrettably, our investigation has yet to yield any useful information. Pray, forgive us.
You need not apologize, my lady. We are grateful for all that you have done on our behalf. Besides, Rauban is no less a friend, and we cannot well abandon him to his fate.
Hozan, the three of us shall attend to the Flame General's rescue. Pray, draw away the guards by the entrance. Take Doware and Higiri with you. With me!
Alright, here we go. Not a soul from the Colosseum to be seen. This bodes ill. Take the lead, Prince. I shall follow close upon you. Alright, we got some Crystal Braves over here.
Away with you!
Alright, moving on. We got a Lancer and a Conjurer. Let's go after the Conjurer first, since they can heal.
Leave this to me.
There we go. Okay, let's move forward again. There seems to be something going on over here. It's Roban! The General. But where are his captors? I mislike the look of this. General! You came. He is bound by some manner of magitech device, yet I dare not force it open. It may well be booby-trapped. I have heard of such devices. The Crystal Braves will possess the key. Let us split up and look for it. That will not be necessary. Pray do not take it personally, my friends. You are the victims of harsh economic conditions. Happily, you will not suffer for long. This poison will convey you swiftly unto the Bosom of Thal, where I hope to join you after passing of many prosperous years. Farewell, friends. Oh, and do try to relax. They tell me struggling only makes it worse. Confound it, the mist stifles my healing. Leave me. Save yourselves. We cannot let them escape. Prince, force the gate. Beasts! The mist must be drawing them. get back on the cell. Alright, there we go. Ha! The way is clear. The mist remains. We must stop it at the source. I shall tend to the general. Pray see to the mist and the key. The braves have the key. This one shouldn't take too much longer to take out. I see more enemies, and I see the device. I cannot die. Not yet. Okay, it looks like we just have to break this thing. That takes care of the mist. The mist has cleared. And we have a new open door here. Next to find the key and free Raban. Ah, looks like we'll just have to finish the job. Now that we've gone around, let's take care of the Conjurer. Honestly, most of these duties are not as heavily tuned as the later fighting is in high-end raids. They're designed to be a lot easier to clear than what you expect out of dungeons and raids. So that's why the pace of this is a little bit slower than what you see in those. Alright, there's a key on the ground there. Let's scoop this up, and let's make our way back over to where the general is. Thanks. Slowly, General. You are yet weak from your ordeal. Nevertheless, we must quit this place. I should have known. What are clever contrivances to the Warrior of Light? Well done, hero. Ilberd. You mean to struggle on, then? Very well. If you would stand in my way, I will cut you down like all the rest. Come, Scions, let's get this over with. So we're gonna start with the Conjurer here. I am no hero. Never was and never will be. My strength has left me.
It is nothing.
Let's get on some of these other guys.
tear you limb from limb.
Lady Yagiri seems to be able to handle herself. Alright. That just leaves 2 left. And now for Ilberd. Just about done.
This changes nothing.
It is over, Ilberd. Lay down your arms and surrender yourself to justice.
Justice? Justice for what exactly? 'Twas not I who assassinated the Sultana, boy.
Ere we debate who is responsible for the assassination, I would ask whether an assassination took place at all.
Oh, clever little shite. If you think you fight for justice, lad, you'd best wake up. The truth is, you fight for whoever bloody well tells you to. Can you not see you're being used? By the Scions, the City-States, even the Crystal Braves. They none of them care a whit what you want. Only what you can do for them. And how do I know this? Because I'm the same. A pawn to be used as my masters see fit. All I ever wanted was to liberate my homeland, and I ate dirt to make it happen. But what have I achieved after all these years in servitude? Nothing. Not a bloody thing. If we ourselves are not free, free to think and to act, how are we ever to reclaim our homeland? Know this. There is nothing I would not give to take back Alamigo. Nothing!
You'll not get away!
No, Master Alphino. Now is not the time.
I'm but a cripple and a fool. And still you came for me. I'm in your debt.
We are all of us fools of fate, General. But even fools have a part to play.
On your feet, gladiator. This fight is not over.
Rest assured, I was not planning to die till I'd avenged the Sultana. Still, your words are welcome, lad. Know this, Ilberd. There is nothing I would not give to see you pay for what you've done. My wealth, my arm, my life. Nothing.
General, are you aware that Lord Lolorito has yet to announce the Sultana's death to the public?
What? No. No, I was not aware of that, nor of anything else outside my cell. 'Tis passing strange, though. I assumed the bastard would make it known at the first opportunity, and set about tearing down the Sultanate.
As did we all. And it is indeed strange that he did not. Strange, or perhaps revealing. Now, I have no conclusive proof, nor do I wish to give you false hope, but I have reason to believe that Her Grace may yet live.
What? But how can that be?
Forgive me, friends, but it is not safe here. Let us continue this conversation without...
The General is safe. What news without? My lady, the guards have been subdued, as per your command. We have kept watch over the entrance. There have been no further activity. Then Ilbert and his minions have fled via some other egress. Scour the perimeter for signs of their passing. At once, my lady. General Alden, I presume, and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? Who are you? Identify yourself. Pray do not be alarmed. My mistress is a friend, and I come bearing a message of goodwill. For your own safety, she bade me direct your steps to the Waking Sands. Know that Master Orianger awaits you there, along with others sympathetic to your cause. This is no ruse, I assure you. General Alden, if you will come with me, I have prepared a carriage that you may travel in comfort, safe from prying eyes. I have spoken with Orianger via Link Pearl. He confirms the man's story. Raban is in safe hands. Let us make our own way to Vesper Bay. Alright, for that, we're gonna head over to Limsa Minsa. And let us head for the Arcanist Guild. And once again, we are taking a ferry over to Vesper Bay.
My dearest friends, praise be unto the 12 for delivering you from the clutches of treachery.
Father!
Pippin, my son, and Master Papashan besides.
Forgive me, Father. I should have been at Her Grace's side.
Save your tears. The Sultana yet lives.
You?
It was I who arranged this gathering. And judging by your perplexed expressions, it would seem introductions are in order. I am Dulala, head of the Order of Noldthor, and member of the Syndicate.
What you said about the Sultana, is it true? Is she alive?
Young man, I understand you were with the Sultana when she drank from the poisoned goblet and collapsed. Would I be correct in assuming that you did not personally verify Her Grace's vital signs?
There was no time to do so.
Why ask when 'tis plain you know the answer?
Calm yourself, General, and let me finish. The truth is not as you imagine it. You are all victims of a most ingenious ruse. A ruse conceived to eliminate the threat posed by Teleji Adeleji. 'Tis my belief that Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination alone, but that Lolorito caught wind of his plot and exploited it to his own ends. He sought to manipulate you into eliminating Teleji for him, and you duly obliged. At one fell swoop, he removed his two foremost rivals, all the while remaining above suspicion.
He almost died if Ilbert hadn't stepped in, though.
God strike me down for a fool. But the Sultana, how can it be that she lives?
She lives because Lolorito willed it. Her own lady-in-waiting is but one of his many little birds. By her sleight of hand, the poison was switched for a less deadly draught before it could reach her mistress's lips.
Some manner of sedative, perchance, of a potency sufficient to induce a slumber like unto death.
Were I to guess, I would say Her Grace is being held somewhere, dreaming dreams of a brighter Uldar, even as we speak.
Oh, Nanamo. I will never forgive Lolorito for his part in this.
Though Lolorito's hands are far from clean, they did pluck Her Grace from the jaws of death. That must count for something. And though one may call the man's methods into question, it cannot be denied that he knows the value of stability, to the very gill, like as not. He craves power, 'tis true, but he has no desire to depose the Sultana. I had never taken sides in your feud with the monetarists, but it was not for want of concern for our nation's welfare. Indeed, 'twas out of the desire to see order restored that I furnished your Far Eastern friends with information, and arranged this gathering. I hope you are ready to work, General, for there is much work to be done. Our first priority must be to bring matters back into balance. Lest you forget Her Grace's words, the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. As for the more worldly kind of wealth, I am content to let Lolorito help himself to whatever Teleji Adeleji left behind. You, meanwhile, must do that which you alone can do. Rescue Her Grace and take your place at her side once more, for her sake and that of our nation.
I had not... Oh, I missed that line there. Much remains to be done, but in rescuing Raban, we have taken a vital first step towards resolving matters in Ul'dah. We couldn't have done it without you, Prince. Thank you. Alright, what do we have here? So these are all still level 50 items, and they all sell for the same guild. Tataru. Yes, General Raban is now in safe hands. What? Another assault? Very well, we shall return at once. Pray notify the Count of our coming. It would seem we face another crisis. The Dravanians are preparing to resume their siege of the Holy See. Though I am loath to abandon the Sultana to her fate, we lack the necessary evidence to act upon Dulala's claims. That being the case, I propose we leave Marshal Tarpin and the others to investigate, while we return with all haste to Ishgard. Alright, so let us go ahead and return to Ishgard. And let's make our way over to the last vigil. And let us speak with Tataru. Ah, there you are. Sorry for cutting your reunion with General Raban short. I wouldn't have bothered you, but the city's awash with rumors of another Dravanian attack, and Lord Horshaphant was desperate to get a hold of you. Speaking of whom, he and the others are waiting for you inside, so you'd better head in. Alright, let's head inside then. My friend, I thank you for answering our call with such alacrity. I am sure you are now aware the Dravanians are once more gathering for war. Master Brightstar, Master Levier, I must apologize for this abrupt summons, but we thought it best to have Mistress Tataru contact you by the most direct means available. When the Observatorium's bell tolls, 'tis a warning that cannot be ignored. The Holy See has ordered that we make ready for battle. In case you haven't heard, a band of trappers returning from the west claim they saw a cloud of dragons big enough to dim the midday sky. Nidhogg's minions gather once more for war. But I would not have you take up arms in another of our conflicts. When first you came to Ishgard, I offered you my protection. If I cannot ensure your safety here, I cannot well accept your aid, much less ask for it. Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are faced with a choice: to remain in a besieged Ishgard, or seek sanctuary elsewhere. I would not presume to influence your decision, but I must ask that you make it swiftly, lest our enemies force your hand. Though we flee to the ends of the world, 'twould seem that no place is this troubled age. In this troubled age is free of strife. Once more the Horde descends upon Ishgard, and once more her weary defenders must take up spear and bow. The Count would have us seek shelter from this storm, but I for one grow tired of running. If we are to shine the light of dawn, we must do so in the sight of our fellow man, not hunkered in a hole. What say you, Prince? I would stay and fight. Then fight we shall. Let it never be said that we abandon our allies in their hour of need. The choice we make this day may have grave implications for our order. It is only right that Tataru should have a say. Come, let us all meet outside and discuss the path that lies before us.
Ishgard cannot well endure another assault. Even should her knights succeed in turning back the Horde, the casualties will be catastrophic.
But what other choice do we have? It's not like we can talk it over with them. Dragons and men aren't exactly on speaking terms.
With certain notable exceptions.
You don't mean Iceheart?
When last you spoke with her, she lamented her crimes, did she not? Then there remains a sliver of hope. If we can persuade Iceheart to act as our intermediary, we may yet be able to convince Nidhogg to abandon his bloody course.
If there is to be a meeting, I would accompany you.
Estinian.
Even with your intermediary, Nidhogg's blood rage may render him deaf to reason. However, the mere attempt may afford our forces precious time to prepare. Of course, you might also consider a more direct approach to ending this conflict. With the power of the Eye at my disposal, and the vaunted strength of the Warrior of Light, we could conceivably slay the beast outright.
If we are to risk a face-to-face meeting with the Dread Worm, I for one would feel safer in the company of the Azure Dragoon. However, I should only turn to your alarms if my words failed to find their mark. Is that clear?
Perfectly. I shall assume that Iceheart enjoys similar diplomatic protection until instructed otherwise. A word of advice. Think carefully before divulging the particulars of this plan to Sir Emeric. 'Twould not do to have the Lord Commander accused of consorting with heretics.
Indeed. I thank you for your counsel, Estinian. We shall be honored to have you with us.
I am glad to be of service.
We have chosen a difficult road, yet even should we succeed in winning Iceheart to our cause, our plans for parley will swiftly come to naught should the Holy See decide to strike first against the Horde. We must petition the Lord Commander's aid ere we set forth. I only hope that Sir Emeric will be willing to muzzle Ishgard's forces on the strength of our vague assurances. Tataru, I would ask that you remain at Fort Thompson Manor and inform the Count of our decision. Tell him that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn mean to do all in their power to ensure that Ishgard and her people survive. Yes, sir. Alright, and so with that, we now have our plan in place. We are going to seek Lady Iceheart, and we are going to do that on the next episode. Thank you for joining me today. This is PrinceBrightstar signing off. I'll catch you next time.